All right, everyone. I'm looking at this SPX play. We got a lot of volatility today. Usually, I don't like to play the SPX unless it's volatile, and that's exactly what's happening here. So I'm looking at this descending triangle that's forming right now. I still think we see sub 400, but it's all about the execution. So I'm looking at this 4 right here, this trend line right here, this 401.75. It's probably going to be a little bit lower on this next candlestick. It is rejecting these quite a bit. So if it breaks down below this, I'll miss it. These 309, these 3980s are only 236. I was thinking about buying 10 of them, um, just to make a quick like thousand or two. I'm more confident on today's trades than I have been. I caught this little reversal up here. Didn't make too much. I actually ended up getting stopped out a little bit on a trade. Entered a little bit early, so I'm up like a couple $100 here, like 400 or 500. I just want to point out this SE real quick. Talking about selling that premium yesterday, it have collected literally everything. So SPX, let's see, SE, these contracts, same contracts, if you swung them, they have earnings after the bell, just so you know. But yeah, these contracts, these $68 ones were really ridiculous. These $34 SE puts were $400 yesterday. Now they're $3. So if you sold those, you collected all $400, which is nuts. Same thing with CrowdStrike. You probably would have collected most of this premium. Let's see. I was looking at the 122s yesterday for about 600. Okay, so maybe not. So 122s were about 140, but SE, if you sold those, you collected just about 99%. So that's ridiculous. But what I'm looking at here is two plays. I'm looking at one, Meta. I think Meta is really weak, but I think it has an opportunity to turn around. This is a really weak signal to me. I think it could drop below this 185. When I look at the weekly chart, really quickly, I love Meta more than anything. I've been biased on it all week. Got stopped out on it 3 times, very small yesterday, but came back today with some profit. But I'm looking at this level right here. It's starting to fill that gap around that 184-ish level, 184. And then I kind of like this test of 181, 180-ish before it starts to break out on that weekly chart. Just because, one, I think it likes to retest these flag trends that I always draw. So any breakout, I always love to see this little retest. So I think around 180, if I can get that, I'm going to take Facebook calls for that 190 high rip right here, 197. That would be massive. So if I can get that to happen, I would be pumped up about that. What do I got going on here? My bad. If I can get this down to 180, I will watch that breakout. NVIDIA, same thing. I still kind of like this 240 play. I don't know why. It's kind of just consolidating. It looks like it wants to break down all the time, but it just doesn't. And there's so much strength in NVIDIA, obviously, because if you zoom out, it has a pretty massive drop down, 346, all the way down to almost 100. I don't know what I was thinking when I didn't grab that at 110. That's nuts. But one day, the daily chart still looks pretty good to me. There is a lot of room down, but above that 240 level, I really like that. And it looks like I did miss that SPY breakdown. These contracts just went from 200 to 300. Could have made $100 a contract. That would have been a nice little $1,000 on 10. That's really unfortunate. I think that we're going to go below 400, but now I'm going to definitely be patient. We're definitely going to break down this double bottom, it looks like. We're retesting that low of the day. We have not hit it yet. I'm going to get rid of this one. Kind of form this little descending triangle situation that we got going on. Yeah, this looks like it's about to break down. I still think that we see sub 400. These contracts at 390.80 have just been kind of chilling around this level. I kind of wish I bought them. I was waiting for this test of this uptrend. I was waiting for about an extra 30-40 cents on the SPX to get the perfect fill. Didn't end up getting it. I missed out, but I'd rather miss out than lose money. So that's what I'm looking at. I think we're going to probably break down below this 400. I think that there's a lot of action today still. So there's still a good amount of money. Usually I don't really like to trade after 11, 11:30, but I think that there's one extra trade that I could take here, just waiting for the perfect setup. It could bounce off this low, it could bounce off 400, so I'm not going to take it down here. I'd rather take it on this trend line reversal, but we're going to have to wait and see. I don't really see too many other setups. I guess QQQ maybe, but it doesn't want QQQ looks ugly to me. With the inflation talks, 266 or 296 low could be a nice little opportunity for a drop down. It looks like QQQ actually has some room down at 295. Could be a nice little drop down to 295 there. That'd be real nice. 295, 296. I don't know if the Qs would pay too much. I'm looking for this little jump right here. We have another jump. Let's look at this most recent trend line on the 1 minute. Most recent is around that 401 level. I don't know that I like that. This is a downtrend, but I think I'm going to stick to the high of the day right here. If I get in, it'll be around this level, 401.60, 401.50. Hopefully I can get below 200 on these. I would buy 10 contracts. Stop loss would be about 150 bucks. Look for the perfect entry point, but as you can see here, if you can buy a good amount of contracts on the SPX, you can make a ton of money. So from 90 to 350, but you can also lose a ton of money if you don't have your stop losses really tight. That's why execution is like, almost has to be spot on, which is why I'm really patient with the SPX. So looking at SPY right now, looking at the SPX, I would trade SPY, but like I said, it's only really moving like $1 or $2 as of right now. So I could do SPY a couple days out to protect myself from theta, but I am really just looking for one quick move in and out, one last scalp on the day, and we'll call it. I originally uploaded money on this account to talk about selling options, so I'll start to talk about those a little bit more. I feel like there could be a little bit of a pop up to this 146, but Snowflake doesn't really have the best premiums right now. I really only like to play selling options for the earnings run-ups, like SE, for example, today, up 17%, which is unbelievable. You would have collected all of that premium. So when you look at things like that, you obviously want it to go the opposite way that you sell it, and obviously I would have sold call, or I was selling puts just because I don't like to buy the shares. But tons of volume here. Looks like something got leaked, maybe. Unless, oh wait, no, maybe earnings was before the bell. That would make way more sense. Yeah, earnings was before the bell because now the IV just got completely taken apart. So yeah, I wouldn't probably not have swung these overnight, but would have taken advantage of some of that premium. But let's go back to the SPY. I think I'm going to go into a position on this. Still has not broken down off this level yet, so we still have that descending triangle. I want to see this and then a rejection. Watch it get a little bit tighter, and then we could watch it break down, hopefully. If it breaks this downtrend, then it should be a nice little reversal, but you can see these Bollinger Bands start to fading down. That was weird. These start to fade down a little bit. It might chop, which I would hate to see, but I still think that we get that drop below 400, maybe down to 399. So SPX, not a good stock or option to play when it's choppy like this, but I feel like we could get one breakdown on this descending triangle. So in the next 5, 10, 15 minutes, as this gets closer and closer, we're going to see a real big move. At least quick big move. So that's what I'm paying attention to. So I'm going to say SPX, breakdown of 400 is my main watch. Meta did some layoffs the other day, last night, or they were talking about a couple 100,000 more layoffs, I believe it was, and they opened up really high. So that 190 point was what I was watching earlier. I ended up taking a position on this and got stopped out on 2 of them. I took this pullback and then it broke down, so I stopped myself out. Small loss, but I'm still looking at this SPX put play. Let's see if we can get this little descending triangle to figure itself out. You can see it's bouncing on this level so many times. So this is a really nice support line. And usually when you look at a descending triangle, let's pull one up for you real quick. Descending triangles, chart patterns. Where are you at? There you are. There you go. Descending triangle. So as you can see, it's starting to go here. It'll use that support line for a while until I'm looking for one more little green candle to test that trend. And as you can see, as it gets tighter, you'll see a breakdown. So most people like to enter at this point. I kind of like to enter at this point once I see that reversal, so catch some extra fall. That's my play here. So as of right now, the way that this is setting up, in my opinion, a perfect setup would be a bounce play right here. Try to break out of this 401.20-ish area, and then we break down below 400. That's my play. So I think we're going to get a little choppy, and then around that 401 area, we could get that breakdown. But if it continues to break out with volume, then I'll probably be out. But you can see that this is pretty level-headed here with the lowering volume. So maybe the trade isn't there, but I do love this 15-minute chart. See how there's so many upper shadows over here, upper shadow, upper shadow, upper shadow. Can bring this down. I think that 4,000 or maybe this 39.90 could be a nice test. And at that point, these will probably be worth like 500, 600, 700 if we break down that low. So could be a huge play if we start falling out of this descending triangle. I would love to see that. Probably this $4,000 test is what we'll get. But I want to see one bounce or two. It's starting to freak me out that it's going to break down before I get that. But if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to chase this bottom. I'll never buy puts right at the bottom level. It's just not my thing. I just don't think that that's possible. I just don't think that's good risk management whatsoever, because if it bounces at all, these SPX contracts will get destroyed because they're same-day expirations. If you do the SPY, I guess it makes more sense, a couple days out. But in terms of what I'm doing today is just scalping. I'm going to stay away from that. Tesla's still bouncing in this range. This is crazy. Between this 215 and this 190 range, just does not want to leave it. All right, you got the bird's eye view real quick, 400 right there. 5 viewers. I think we dropped 2. Play SPY puts a couple of days out. Still waiting for this downtrend reverse though. Getting weak. I really hope it doesn't break down this trend just yet. I want to see this pop up to this 401.30, get these contracts under 200 bucks, and then if it runs up to 400, 500, 3K for me. I'll keep a stop loss at like 200 bucks. So if I get in at 180, I'll have a stop loss at like 160, and I'll be just okay with that. Maybe I'll end up changing to the SPY contracts just because that'll be slower, easier, and not as volatile. It'll be easier to follow. Looking at these 399s right now for 2 days away. Pretty cheap. 191. I wouldn't make as much money unless I bought a ton more. If I can get them to around 160-ish area, maybe I'll buy like 10 to 20 contracts. Risk about 3K. Maybe make about, I don't know, I think it'd be like $800 to $1,000, which would be a pretty good day. But I really do like that SPX potential. It's just probably not the best time to play it when it's this choppy. I really only like SPX when it's volatile. I was playing it when the candlesticks were this big, but as it gets closer to the middle of the day, it doesn't really look like it's worth playing. And especially at this $400 psychological level, that's when you're going to see a lot of action. So hopefully we can see one spike of volume coming in here soon. I love the fact that this is going green. I want to see this test up here at 401.35-ish. Maybe a couple more candlesticks. It's getting real tight, like I showed you on what was it, this chart pattern? Where is she at? Just one more reminder real quick. It's just this guy. It's getting real close. They look real similar. So just paying attention to this. I got these puts of 399 up. I'm probably going to switch back to the SPX maybe if I can start to see this test up here. I just want to see a little bit of a spike. So kind of looks like this right here, boom. We get a little spike down, obviously a couple more candlesticks. want to see this happen now. I want to see this green candle, one more green candle, and then boom on the breakdown. That's my play. So hopefully that makes sense. Lots of chop, lots of patience. I'm seeing a lot of Tesla calls right now coming through on unusual whales as well. Looks like 64 million in volume. That's on shares though. 33 million in volume. Wow. SE went crazy, 17%. That's wild. I wonder what the implied move on SE was. This is going to take a while, it looks like. I am still going to wait around for this, though, because, 5, 10, 15 more minutes, this is going to see a nice little move as it gets closer to this downtrend. So just being patient. I might set an alert just in case. Create an alert. At or above. Let's pull this back up for you just so you know what we're looking at. I still want that green candle. I'll be upset if it doesn't hit it. Looks like it's trying to break low of the day right now. Damn. Still looking for that bounce at 400 though. $39.80 SPX puts is exactly what I'm looking at too. I'll probably buy 10. She's really breaking down right now. Yeah, looks like we're about to lose that 400. We might have missed it. Not a massive pay though. 220 to 300. That's not a lot. Might have to sit on my hands. I had to just take the gains that I made today and let it rock. Not seeing too much. I do see this descending triangle, and I'm starting to see some volume spikes here, but this 400 level makes it a little bit more difficult to break down. As you can see, it's bouncing off that. Hopefully we can get a nice little rip back up to this 401. Then I would position for puts around 400. I'm a little nervous that it bounces off that level and starts to reverse, but with that descending triangle, this is massive. I think we could end up seeing that bearish engulfing pattern down to 398 today. So that's my play. I think that we'll test this now. We'll retest it in a little bit, but keep in mind, descending triangle. I know it broke down a little bit here, but I don't know if I trust that. I think that I'm going to end up playing puts on this next test at 401. Just waiting for it to get there. I love when people message me about services and they're like, it's just a flat rate of $20,000 for us to do this for you. NVIDIA, is NVIDIA doing anything? No. Is Meta doing anything? Of course not. I think Meta is probably going to break down below this 185. We might be able to see one little bounce play at some point here, but still waiting on the SPY over here, guys. It's down to 265. I don't want to get involved in that yet. Until I see this, I want the clear, perfect downtrend test. And I think that that's going to be around this 400 80, maybe 40, 401, depending on how many minutes it takes to get there. But playing the SPX might not be the best decision just because of how choppy and slow this is. Never play the SPX, and the Bollinger Bands are starting to cave in a little bit here. So maybe this trade is chalked up. I do kind of like this play though. I think that we do see that 399 level, 398. We did tap off that 401, so obviously there's buyers down there. We're in a clear downtrend on the 15-minute chart. This could be a nice little bounce play as well, but I don't know. I'm looking at 401. Would love 401 because we could get these below 200, and it would be a much greater risk-reward ratio on a reversal. Buying the bottom like this just is not a good opportunity. This thing is crazy. Some of these stocks just got decimated. One of my biggest failures was not selling this stock soon enough. I bought these around I think it was like $40 a share, 40 some dollars a share, and I ran it all the way up to 372. It didn't sell one share until about like a little bit above 200. But damn, such a massive sell-off. Melly was the same way. That thing was up to like 2,000 a share or something at one point. I think even more actually. All right, let's go back to SPY. Let's wait for this guy. Getting tired. Watching all this, no action happen. It was fun this morning. Now we're kind of leveling off. I think we're going to pin that 400 level like everybody was talking about. I would hate for that to happen. This is just not fun whatsoever. I wonder if we can break below this 400. Honestly, at this point, it looks even better to just take calls at the bounds of 400. It's crazy how slow this is. I think that the 15-minute chart does look really weak, though, so I don't know if I would look to play the bounce, even though she's starting to bounce a little bit. I'm going to draw this 400 level right here at the low of the day, because that's what I'm looking for it to break down now. I really, really want to see this retest of this downtrend around 475. But even that's only 15 cents. I don't know if this is worth it. I could buy 10 contracts right here at 25, and hopefully I can make, $100 a contract and make $1,000, which was obviously always the goal. But the risk to reward there, it seems like I would get stopped out pretty easily. I don't know if it's worth it. If I see a run up to 401, I'm going in on it though. Maybe I won't take 10, but I might take like 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Here we go. Get some action, baby. Let's go. Looking at this level right here. Okay, so we're getting that little spike off the 400. Let's see if we can retest. Where we would retest would be 401, literally exactly. So maybe the next 5 minutes here. Oh wait, we got some time. We got 4 minutes till that next 5-minute candle. So if we can get to that level right around 485, I'll be good to go. Might set a limit order here at 180. Starting to get some buyers there, so starting to see some action. It could be a nice little bounce play. I think that we're going to see a little bit higher though. Yeah. Here we go, 215. Now we're getting some cheap contracts at 39.80. Let's keep it going. That 400 level is very strong though, so if I get stopped out, it'll be very, very small. Just keep that in mind. I might start with 3 around this 200 range. Or maybe I'll just go in all 10 around that 180. 1800, so then my stop loss would be about 1.6. So if I get stopped out, I'll lose 200 bucks. Still be up on the day. But on the other side, I could make about 1,000. So I'll take a $200 to $1,000 risk to reward ratio any day of the week. Still waiting on this test up here. Don't like that it's getting sold off a little bit. I also don't like that this Bollinger Bands are pointing right at each other. Usually when it gets tight, it means really, really close consolidation with no volume. So SPX could just be a burial. But if we can get one spike and then one red candle down, you can make a quick $30, $40, $50, maybe even $80 a contract. And on 10 of those, that adds up. Still waiting. Give it about another minute 30 here, and then we'll see the next candlestick. I would love to see that 401. That'd be good. To the channel here. I'm not seeing anything right now. That 401 level is everything that I'm paying attention to. Just waiting. Real boring action right now. But could get a little spicy here for one last trade of the morning around 401. Getting that green. Loving that green. Just sending this chart into my channel. Sorry, guys. 401. Boom. Okay, so 401. Looking at that level. I think it's even lower now. 488. Let's go. Give me one spike. 220. Give me some love a little bit more. I'll scale into maybe 3 here. Maybe I'll get up to 10. I just don't want to get caught in a squeeze. It looks like these Bollinger Bands are expanding just a touch. Just a touch. I want to see one more touch up here. I want the perfect entry point on this because it's choppy as hell. So if I can get one green candle, get this below 200, I'll be chilling on this because then we have some massive upside potential of about $120 a contract. And if I can get 10 of those, 1,200 bucks, I'll be very happy on the day. So these are starting to expand a little bit. Notice these Bollinger Bands are expanding. We have not yet touched this downtrend yet. So that's exactly what I'm paying attention to. That's on the 5 minute. Looking at the 1 minute too. Still not seeing it grab that just yet. Ah, man. Still really aren't paying that much though. 450. Hopefully this doesn't break down. Praying it doesn't break down right now. And it looks like we might be. Damn, missed that. From 220 to 310, look at that, just broke down. Oh my gosh. I wanted that so bad. I wanted this test of 480. I wanted the perfect entry, but we just lost 400. It looks like that sweep yet. 9,000 to sell. We got some weakness. That's for damn sure. Look at all this selling pressure right below 400. Buyers are trying to get it back, transact it. You might bounce it. Retest that 290. I might just get involved in one and just let it rock because this could run up to $1,000 potentially if it goes in the money. Easy. I don't know if it has enough steam to drop another $25, $30. Yeah, nice little spike. Damn. That would have been a nice little scalp there. I might set a limit order. Let's see if I can get executed at 220 here. I'll set a 220 limit order. If we can get a nice little bounce action, that'd be nice. That's just one execution. That one execution will help me figure out if I want to get involved in more or not. Bearish. It's been bearish on this 15-minute chart all day. Notice all these upper wicks. It just shows you that there's no buyers at those levels. So every bounce is probably just some short covering and then sellers step right back in. What up, Manuel? All right. We're starting to see this expand down a little bit. I still think we could see that 399. I want to get involved on like 10 contracts here around 200, but I did just kind of miss this breakdown. Which is kind of unfortunate, but I still don't know if this is up, if this is ready to go or not. I'm gonna cancel that resting order just in case we get one spike. Maybe this is the bottom. Maybe it tried to break down 400 and we start to bounce a little bit. Looks like there's some buying action right here. Some more buying action. Trying hard to reverse here. Okay, maybe we get some action here. 220. See how fast these SPX contracts go down? That's exactly why I would have got filled on that, by the way, if I didn't cancel that. But this is exactly what you have to look out for. So these move quick. So on this little bounce, this looks like a reversal to me. We could end up going above this, break this, volume coming in here, spiking up a little bit. If it gets above 401, we're in business for the bounce. This could be a great opportunity for the put side, though. I just don't like to buy into these momentum candlesticks because it could just squeeze up, especially in the downtrend all day. So we're still about to test that trend at 401. I might dabble in. I don't know. I might dabble in maybe at 150. Let me put in a contract here at 150. See if we can get filled at that level. This looks like it's about to squeeze up, so maybe I should even push that down a little further. 135. Looks like a nice little buy candle. Yeah, all right, so we're right at that downtrend here. This is exactly the moment of truth. If I want to get in, if I'm a believer in this downtrend. I don't know. This looks like a reversal pattern to me. I could get involved in one or two, but I don't know. This looks way too bullish to me. It's retesting this trend, so if I've been talking about it all day, so if I want it, I should take it now. I'm not confident. I'm not confident in this with this big volume buy candle right here at this bottom. This might just be a consolidation to retest and break out. We are rejecting it pretty nicely though at 2. I grabbed one at 2. Just gonna dabble in for a little bit. Its low was at 170. I only have one, so it's not gonna pay me anything, but I just needed to feel like I was gonna get it back involved in this, because here's the 1 minute chart. I feel like it's gonna retest this, so it's gonna go a little bit higher than 2. Question is does it reject this downtrend or does it break out? This is a lot of volume right here shows me that it's probably a clear sign for reversal, so I think I might stop myself out. $40 potentially. I want to see this break down below 400. I have a good feeling it's going to do that. This is a nice downtrend. 15-minute did kind of print a reversal there. Bollinger Bands are starting to expand a little bit more. Still in that downtrend. Does look like it has momentum to break out of this downtrend, though. That's what I don't like. I'm gonna cancel this buy order here just for now. Sitting at 1 at 200. May have jumped the gun on 1 a little bit too quickly. Yeah, it looks like it wants above this trend line. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. That might be better. All right. Still at this downtrend. Still waiting for this. I'm in 1. I think I might go for 10 here in a second, but I don't want to lose more than like 150 to 200 bucks. So I got to make sure I have the perfect entry point. And usually on these large volume spikes at the bottom of the day, we break below 400, see a spike after a downtrend all day. That might be the sign for a reversal. So I'm in. I'm waiting. My fault. I didn't even realize my mic was all the way over there. But this is at this downtrend test. I think that we could probably break up out of this. I'm in 1 right now. It's obviously not going to do anything for me, but I am looking to maybe add here if I can start to see some weakness. The 15-minute does look like a reversal pattern here as well, but we are right at that downtrend level. 401 break, probably would have to stop myself out of the 1, but if I start to see a little bit of momentum, let's keep in mind that downtrend chart pattern real quick. Let's keep in mind that this is a descending triangle. We did break that low of the day, so it is kind of off for me right now. Notice how it breaks out of these a little bit, so I am looking for a little bit of a breakout before this breakdown. The only thing I don't like, it kind of is similar to this, right? So you see that this breakdown a couple times, and then it kind of broke below, quickly bounced. It's pretty strong, though. That's what I don't really like, how strong this bounce was. But realistically, if I can get it out above this a little bit, maybe around at that 401 level, and then I can start to see a little red candle, I would start to buy some more for that momentum on the downside. So I'm only in 1. I'm up a little bit on the day, so I can let this one ride for a little. I'll probably end up adding into it or just stopping myself out like 70 bucks if it continues to run above 401. It's really struggling this downtrend though, but I do see a nice little lower shadow. This descending triangle still looks pretty good to me on the 1-minute chart as well. Sorry, I got to send this in real quick. Send this screenshot. All right, so we're outside of this trend now. And we're bouncing. Not a good sign. We're at 130. We're ripping now. Looks like that is a true reversal. But we got to see if it holds. 5-minute candlestick has to close either above it or out of it. So moment of truth, if I really want to take this for the downside, I'd have to buy it right now. It's at 11:50. We have 5 minutes until this either closes above or below. If it closes below, I'm probably going to add more because that would be the reversal, which on where's she at? The chart patterns right here. If this holds true, breaks out, breaks below, and we'll head down lower. And we did test that 400. That's why it's a little bit harder to play because it's right at that massive psychological level of 400 where a lot of buyers are going to step in. But I think I'm going to try to add in here at 150. I think it looks pretty good. I do not really like that this 15-minute has a printed reversal candle. So I'm in at 150, averaging my cost basis down to 175. If I end up getting 10 of these, it's going to have to be very soon because I am only risking about 150 here. So we're going to have to wait and see. So I'm down 25, so that's 50 bucks. So it'd be a pretty tough entry and exit because it would be like a quick in and out. But now that we have some volatility here and that descending triangle is starting to set up a little nicely, I need it below this trend line though. Only in 2 here, but only having 2. Okay, so we can. All right, we're starting to see some momentum break back below. I think I might go with that. The only thing that's holding me off is this 15-minute chart. Because usually when you see this down here, a nice little breakout and a close at the top, this could just be like a little consolidation before the bounce. But I do want to see this break below. Right now I'm at break even on 2 contracts. That's nothing. I really want to get 10, risk about $2,000 if I can. See if this runs back up to 3,500 and make about 1,000. Looking good so far. I'm going to keep this up right over here while this plays out until I am either confident on stopping myself out or breaking this down and taking some profit, or even adding more. Not really sure which one I want to do just yet. I'm just paying attention to the volume. It is slow. We are rejecting that. You guys are seeing this, hopefully. Has a great reversal pattern. Yeah, candlestick analysis on the 1, 5, and 15-minute time frame. So this is a 5, this is the 1, this is 15. We're getting that nice breakdown. So I'm up $50 a contract, or $25, so $50 right now. God damn it. I wish I really got more 10 of those. I wasn't confident with that 401 break. The only thing that's scaring me a little bit is this $400 level, because I feel like that is such a psychological number that a lot of people aren't going to want to take that. And it also scares me that it's 12 o'clock. Usually I take the bigger trades when there's a lot more volatility, especially on the SPX. But we could see this breakdown. It's starting to set up really nicely here. This 5-minute chart, we still have 1 minute and 20 seconds to close below this, so it could still bounce out and remain bullish. But as of right now, the chart's looking good. I don't know if I want to add in more here right at my cost basis. I'm a little bit up, not too much. But if I start to add for this breakdown, we could make a good amount of money on this. Let's see what we do in the next. We got 55 seconds here for this candlestick to close. If it closes below, I'll probably end up taking a little bit more. Volume coming in a little higher. Pretty nice setup on that, honestly. I like this descending triangle. I'm just really scared of this $400 level, because last time there was a bunch to buy at that level, also a bunch to sell. So obviously big buyers and big institutions are transacting right at that level. I do like that the Bollinger Bands are starting to get a little bit more widespread here. They were pointing at each other. I like this. Kind of like this too. Only up $50. Should have bought 10. This is looking beautiful though. This is also looking like it could bearish engulfing this, put it back down to 4,000. Could be a real nice trade. I hate trading in this range of like the time frame of the day. All right, we're at 225, so we're up $50 a contract. All right, we're breaking down now. So it looks like that falling wedge is or that descending triangle is really about to play out. So if we can get one spike down, that would be massive. I'm only in 2, and I'm not going to chase it now, which is annoying. So I'm up almost $200 on one spike down. I could probably end up squeaking out like $400 or $500 on this trade just off 2 contracts. But if that doesn't show anything, that it doesn't take a lot of money to make a lot of money, especially if you have good entry points. But it's unfortunate because I really wanted 10 contracts there. I just was, I was timid, obviously. But I think that this still has a lot of room down. If I look at the daily chart real quick, just to look at this, I think that this could bearish engulfing this most recent pattern. And I'm looking at this low level here at 399, 398. So I don't know. I'm still paying attention. I still think that it could double bottom off this 400, which is why I'm a little bit nervous, which is why I didn't buy 10. If I did buy 10, I'd probably scale out right now. But at this point, I'm looking for that breakdown because I have a very minimal risk. I have like $300 at risk. So if I can make 100% on this play, I'll be happy. Wish I had more size, but I missed out on that opportunity. But let's see this play out. I'll put this descending triangle right here. I had this cute little graphic drawn. There we go. Starting to see that breakdown below. We're at 270, so I'm up $100 a contract. Man, that would have been a nice payday on 10. We're at low of the day. I'm going to take one profit, $100 there if I can, if it lets me out. Maybe it double bottoms and heads out. I don't think so, though. I think this is going to fall even lower. I'm going to take the 275 limit here, so it'll sell if it gets back to that level. And then I'll probably take one spike at 300. So I'll set the other limit at 3. See if we can get those levels. We lost 400 twice now, so I'm assuming we'll get some sort of spike down. This bearish engulfing looks like it has a lot more room to go on the 15-minute chart. So 15-minute chart looks really good to me. Yeah, look at that. So completely lost all of that, and it looks like we're headed to low. Probably going to test that 4,000. If there's a bounce, it'll be at that 4,000 level. I'm still kind of annoyed that this hasn't filled me at 275. I'll push it down to 270. So I'm out of one at 270. And now I'm holding the other one for 3. I don't know if it's going to get me there, but I'll try it out. We are at low of the day, so there could be a nice little spike at any point. There's no like volume at this level, and it did just break down. So the descending triangle usually pushes way lower, but at that $400 level, like I said, it might not play out perfectly. So maybe I should just take my gains and run. Really wish I set myself up for a little bit more success there, but I'm just going to sell this right now out at 270. So not bad. I made about $100 a contract, so about $200 on 2. Really unfortunate because that could have been $1,000, but I'll take that trade any day. Damn. I had butterfingers today, guys. I kept getting stopped out yesterday on Meta. I lost like $200 some, which is nothing, but I don't know why. I guess I'm a little bit timid. I just want to secure some gains and don't want to have 2 losing days in a row, but this does look like it's about to break down even further. Just lost that 400. This descending triangle was the perfect setup. I was patient for this level. If you guys were on here at the early minutes, I was just sitting here looking at nothing for 20 minutes. And then it finally came in, and now we're breaking down. Damn, I really wish I got those 10 contracts, but I'm not going to be upset about it. $200 is $200. So I'll take it. I'm going to run with it. Is there any questions on that? Is there any questions on that setup at all? Am I seeing anything on YouTube? Yeah. 30 concurrent viewers. Yeah, guys. So that was a decent trade. It's obviously middle of the day. It's not obviously not going to pay out a ton of money, but that's why scalping could be, very profitable. That's why you don't need a ton of time. If you know the chart setups and the patterns, you could log on for 15, 20 minutes, watch a setup, take a trade, keep a small stop loss. And even though if I were to buy 10 there, that would have been around that 175 level or 170. So it would have been a $1,700 risk, but I would have only risked my $150. So I would have kept my stop loss at 150 because the risk to reward ratio there at this level, it's either if it stops me 150 or at this point I'm up 1,000. That's 10x R. It's a 10R. So on the 10R multiple. So that's what I'm looking at right now. And I think that this is going to head even lower. But in the middle of the day, it's really choppy. I don't really trade at this hour. I just saw this setting up. So that's probably going to be my last trade for the day, potentially, depending on how Power Hour goes. Powell talks again tomorrow at 10 o'clock. But that's kind of how I set it up. I don't really like to take like the really high stress, high strung out plays. So this SPX play is pretty tough to play all the time because it's really volatile. Most of the time I'll play some SPY, next week's or a couple days out. Same with NVIDIA. Oh, shit, this thing is going to 240 again. Man. NVIDIA is like, this could be a great play for Friday, honestly. Like, I'm looking at this right now. This looks really good. This looks like it's going to break above this 242 again. Let's see how much those would pay real quick. Let's see if we should play this just on the momentum side. 240s are 470. Kind of sucks. 240, 250s or 340 though. Let's see if we can buy like 10 of these guys. See if we can squeak out some love out of this. 350 to 400. This is pretty bearish. Let me see. Let me draw on this trend line real quick. So I would probably take these a lot lower than where they are. This seems to be a nice little support line from this rejection. Just broke that. So it'll probably hover around this line for a second. If it breaks down below that, I'd probably take a position right here. So I'm going to draw this line and make it green. And look for like a call side bounce at that level. So I'm going to get rid of this. This is the uptrend. This is kind of where I would take calls for a bounce reversal. And I'm going to signal an alert for myself around 239 at or below. create. So now it'll alert me around this 239 level if it breaks down here. And then I would look for a bounce right around this trend line bounce. Those 242s would probably be worth around 300 or so. And at the top, they're around 400, but these could run to 450. So it could be a nice 150 a contract. And they don't expire today, so it would be really great for a theta as well. Does that look good to anyone else, or is it just me? I think this looks perfect. I think that this could be a really good pair too. SPY is just chopping around. I think they're going to pin it at 400, which is good for NVIDIA because if it has momentum and the market is pinned, people will most likely steer that way with the momentum. Let me look at the volume real quick though. 25 million is not bad. Huge spike here too, so I guess I could probably just dabble into some of these. If I'm only waiting for $40 below and I want to average in, I could do like 2 or 3 to make sure I don't miss this. 400 to 450, that would still be a nice little $100 gain per contract. Could see a nice, all right, nice little sell-off here. The reason that I know that this is going to sell off is because this is so large. And then usually I'm not going to see a big reversal when you see big candlesticks like this, especially at the top of a Bollinger Band like that. And for anybody that doesn't really know how I trade or has watched me before, I really look for reversals all the time. Excuse me. I think that this reversal right here at the top of the Bollinger Band is just a consolidation reversal, but I really love to play the reversals off of these bands because, as you can tell, if they're outside of them, they like to consolidate back inside of them. So it helps me a lot with the reversal patterns. It also comes down to volume and everything like that and what the news events are. Obviously, this is crazy from Powell speaking, but this would have been a real nice move to trade. But you can see some consolidation at this level. So red, consolidation. I'm sure we'll see another like little one down to this level around 239. At that point, I might scale into a little bit. It's only 37 cents off of where I want to get involved. Actually, it's realistically only 25 cents. All right, here we go. I might start scaling into some of these around 325. Maybe I'll set a limit order around 315. I set a limit order at 315, but I think that I might need to get in around like 320-ish. I'm going to start scaling in a little bit. I see that the market's getting weaker. Might pull NVIDIA down a little bit, but I feel like we're going to retest that high from yesterday, which is 242.48. So if you look at that, those contracts would go in the money, and in the money contracts on NVIDIA are what, 240, they're 430. So we can make about $120 a contract on that retest of high of the day. Buy 10 of those, you can make a shit ton of money. I got 3 orders sitting right here, 325. If I buy 10, I think my max loss will be down here at 3. So when I look at the risk to reward ratio, I kind of map it out based off of numbers. So if I have a 320 average and I have 10, that's $200 risk. And then on the upside here, it's above 400, could go to 430. So $200 risk versus a nice $1,100 gain. I'll take that any day of the week. You can use, they're consistent throughout. So you can use them on all time frames. So it's just on this chart. So if I look at the daily chart, they're still here. 5 minute. I just don't have them over here because I like to keep my charts real clean. As you progress as a trader, you don't really usually have too many indicators. I use VWAP and Bollinger Bands and volume. That's really it. Down here, I have TTM squeeze as well to kind of indicate if things are kind of cooling off for me or not, to show me the pressure, but I rarely use this as well. RSI is down there, but I think the indicators, they're all lagging. they all lag the market. So I feel like it's just kind of like I don't know, kind of throws me off sometimes. So I just kind of look at the price action, which is really all you need in the market. What I am scared of is I might cancel these for a second because this is starting to get real weak. And that's the 1 minute. So let me look at the SPY 15. Yeah, that bearish engulfing pattern shows me that it's going to go a little bit lower, which would pull this down as well. Maybe I should just put these at 3. I'm going to put these at 310. I'm going to buy 3 contracts. Actually, I'm going to buy 4 contracts at 310, which is right around this bounce level. If it doesn't get there and I miss it, then I miss it, but I'd rather get a better fill. And 4 times 15 is like $60. You know, that can add up. You know, those can add up real quick. So just being smart, being patient on a choppy day. I'm trying to not be too risky on a call side here when the market's so weak. So see if we can get 1 spike down. I'll grab 4 contracts at 310 and we'll just sit. Join the bid, join the ask. Okay, so this is the active trader. This is the active trader, so you can get in and out of stocks or in and out of options as fast as possible. Join the bid is something called a bid-ask spread. I'm sure you all know what that is if you're trading or buying stocks, but the bid is what the highest willing price that the buyer is willing to buy for, and the ask is the lowest price that the seller is willing to sell for. So this 320 to 330 is the bid-ask spread. So within that range, you'll get executed if you were to buy right now. It could be about 320 on the bid, 325 on the ask, but maybe that the transaction is in between those. So join the bid is just getting closer to that bid price on this side, and join the ask is closer to the sell price. So I usually join the bid sometimes, unless I'm setting a limit order. I could join the bid right now to buy a contract right where it's selling at 320. Probably doesn't really fill me perfectly very often, but when I join the ask, I like try to sell to get the highest price. And you can find them on the Active Trader settings tab right here. Buy the bid, add item, sell the ask, add item, and then press OK. This is the best feature ever. If you don't use this and you use Thinkorswim or TD Ameritrade, you're really missing out. This has, a couple years ago when I found this out, took my trading to the entirely next level. Yeah, I'm looking at the contract for NVIDIA. So these are the stock charts. So this is the 5-minute chart. This is the SPY 15. This is the SPX 15. Usually, they're a little off right now. Usually I have the 1-minute chart up here and then the 15-minute of the SPY as well. So I can track the market. But if I'm trading NVIDIA, I should probably throw the NVIDIA 15-minute chart up here. Yeah, so NVIDIA has a nice little bull flag coming up here. That's why I'm looking for that bounce at 239. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but if they don't fill me, I'll be kind of pissed off because I was right there. They were just worth 315. But this contract, so I send the contract so I can look at the contract values rather than the stock price, because I obviously want to know the price action of the contract. I'm looking at these. You can tell it right here. So this C242.50 is the contract. So C is call, 242 is the strike. I think I might have missed it too. Bastards. Bastards. All right, I'm going to... Yeah, that's the NVIDIA one. What contract are you buying? NVIDIA. My bad. Just making sure I got everybody taken care of over there. So I'm looking at NVIDIA real quick. I'm looking at these weeks. I don't know if maybe I should just do this instead. Maybe I should just do a week out so I don't have to worry about this. There's 600 bucks. If I'm buying 4, I might as well buy less and just let them rock. But at that point, I'm only making like 300 bucks. It'd be about 50%. It's not too bad. Not even. I'm making like 120. I don't think that the risk to reward ratio is really good there. I'm risking too much. I do think that this is going to go to high of the day and probably retest this mark from yesterday, which is exactly what I'm looking at. 240, 250. It's got a lot of bullish momentum, even though the market is breaking down. Actually, she's breaking out at this point. Looks like this might be the true reversal. I don't know if I would take puts on this now. This consolidation phase, we did kind of break out. There's a fly in here. They kind of break out. I would look for this retest down to 400, maybe for a bounce at this time. Let me look at SPY real quick, actually. I mean, this looks good. I don't know if I would play this, but it definitely looks good for NVIDIA. If it's going to hold up in reverse, NVIDIA is going to push. So that could be nice. Don't sleep on Meta either. I think that this is a really good play for a little bit out. This weekly chart is so beautiful. Beautiful. I haven't seen a setup like this in forever. We could get a chop this week. Near the end of the week or next week, I'm looking for that 197. So this I'm looking to make a shit ton of money off of. That's my biggest watch of the week. It's on my YouTube watch list. It's on my my watch list on my story. Let's see if we can get some NVIDIA, though. I feel like NVIDIA has an opportunity to make us some good money today. Let's see if we got any sort of action. Nice little reversal pattern here. If I can just get involved, I'd be pretty happy. Join the bid. It's at 330, so it's still $20 away from my entry point, which is about $80. So saving 80 bucks is pretty cool to me. Let's see if we can get this down to this green line. That's a reversal pattern if I've ever seen one. So I'm still looking for this uptrend test, which is why my contracts are going to get filled a little bit lower than where it's at. Okay, so we just hit the alert. We got the alert below. Let's see if we get filled here. We're getting close. 312. I have 310 fill. Move on. Oh, there we go. All right, so I'm in a 310. I got a 310 fill. If it breaks down below, I think that my stop loss will be around what I get. I think I cancel one, so I only have 3 contracts right now, just because it looked really weak. So I'm looking in. I'm in this trade. I'm gonna do. You have to manually put your stop in when you're using join the bid, join the ask. I manually put my stop in all the time, but I could do it right now if I wanted to. Like, let's just say I wanted to keep it at 275 for 3 of them. I could put it right here, but I can move it up as well. So maybe I'll keep it at 280 for $30 a contract. Be about 90 bucks. So that's where my stop loss will live. Actually, I'm going to make it way less than that. I'm going to do 285. 285, 286. So I don't really want to risk too much. It's middle of the day, but I would love to see this rip and break out. We have a bull flag on the 15-minute chart. We might have a little bit more room down. This is a nice reversal candle. Lots of volume there, so we could still see some steep side. Just looking for this uptrend bounce, or this little uptrend bounce, and then rip and run to high of the day, and then I'm looking for yesterday's high. The only thing that's gonna freak this out is the market, so just be careful. I'm gonna keep my stop loss really small. I'm not in a ton of these. I got in at 310, but notice how it's bouncing right at that level right now. There's gonna be some buyers sitting there. Hopefully they can take it over, start to reverse this thing. There we go. Right at that level. We're 315, so up a little bit. I'm only in on 3 of these. Could make 300 bucks off this trade. I will maybe scale into 10 here, but I'll move my stop loss way up. My alerts are super loud. Like that. like the mic is too loud. It's freaking me out. I'm looking at this bull flag. I don't know if you mean the mic is too loud or not, but I'm just gonna keep it going. So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this bounce level. So it's so far so good. And now I can move my stop losses up, right? So I can just continually move it up. So if it reverses now completely, it's gonna break down. So 292 be my stop loss. I only have three. What is that? 20, 60 bucks. It's literally $60. I'd lose less than 50 bucks on this trade. So as I get closer and it goes my way, I move my stop loss up to manage my risk. Oh, you said the mic. You said your loads was super loud. All right, man. I don't know. I'm confused. But I'm looking at this level right now at 310. Right, so I'm here, and as it gets closer to me, so I'm looking at this level on this uptrend. So as it bounces at that level, if it reverses, it's going to break down. So I'm just going to continually move my stop loss up, and I'm obviously only up 15 a contract. This is going to be a slow payer, but if it gets up to that point and breaks this little downtrend that it's got going on right here, could rip up, start going towards that high of the day mark. The Bollinger Bands are expanding. We got some bullish momentum, and I'm looking for this take profit zone. So I'll move this to pink or red. Maybe red makes better sense. This is where I'll sell, around that red mark. Probably a little bit lower than that, but I might make this yellow that's my profit. So it's going to be yellow for my profit target, but I think that my take profit will be above high of the day. So I'll create an alert. At or above. So my profit target is around this 242.36, but I'll probably start taking profit around this 241.50-ish area if it can get there. So I got my stop loss really small, 294. I'll just continually move it up because then I'll get out. But now I only have $15 at risk here, so about 45, 50 bucks on the trade, risking 900. But as you can see, risk to reward ratio. So if it starts to go back up to 400 here, which it will if it breaks out, and even more, then I'll make 300, 400 bucks. Probably should buy 10. But like I said, I'm just going to keep it light today. I'm a little bit nervous after yesterday. Having a decent day, not too much. I think I'm up 627. It's a pretty good day. And I think I could probably make $1,000 on this trade here. I'm just trying to hit my target of 1,000 a day. On that meta play, I am looking to make more than 10 to 15, potentially 20 grand if it has the perfect setup. So I don't know if I want to scale in yet, but I do really love this opportunity. If the market starts to reverse like it is, NVIDIA is going to fucking fly, guys. Fly. So I'm up 30 a contract. So I'm up $100. 90 a piece, 627 on the day. Not the biggest day in the world, but I'll take that any day of the week. Getting a nice little rebound, bounce off this uptrend. Looking beautiful. Hopefully some people are in on this, taking some gains. Spanish fly. I've been doing this a long time. But thank you, my man. Oh, whoa. We're breaking out. All right, so now we're going to move this up to break even. Actually, you know what? We're going to cancel this. I think now we're in good hands. We're in great hands. Now we're just going to let this rock. We're going to let this run. We're up 172, we're up 20, we're up 700 on the day. Should have bought 10. That would have been really cool to be up $700 on this trade, but I think I'm going to take some profits off this. I'm going to start scaling out here. 376, 378. I'm going to let one ride. Maybe I'll make an extra profit, guys. I'm going to secure my gains. I'm going to go out 375, 378. I didn't have too many contracts, so I'm just going to take it. The market's reversing, as I said. I feel like that was a good opportunity to take some calls. When you see a downtrend break, many times you're going to see the retest. Excuse me. You're going to see the retest, and then you're going to see a breakout. I was not expecting that massive of a breakout, but shit, it worked out really well. So we're in 380s here. I think I'm up 733 on the day. I made $200 on the video off 2 contracts or 3 contracts. So minimal risk there. Not too upset about that trade. I probably could have been more patient. It's going to go to this whatever. But in holding that trade for 5 minutes, I'm not going to be upset about taking that profit any day of the week. So here we are. Here we are, guys. Victory. I've been trading for a while. Usually I only trade till 11 o'clock, but I'm about to hop off because I haven't eaten yet and I'm starving. But I hope this was informative. I hope you guys got to be able to take either that SPX put breakdown that I had for the descending triangle or the NVIDIA play. So let's do a little bit of recap real quick before I hop off here. I'm going to look at this chart patterns. Boom. Let's take a look at this. This is what I had up. This is supposed to be the SPY play. So this was the SPY play earlier. Here was a descending triangle. I'm going to put this up side by side. Little breakout, breakdown. You saw a lot of bullish momentum here. I was a little nervous to take the SPX because anybody that trades SPX knows you can just get completely crushed if you don't know what you're doing. So I had a very small amount of contracts. I think I only had 2 or 3, can't remember. But even 2 or 3 contracts right here paid pretty nicely. I think it went up about 100 or so a contract. I can't remember again. I don't know what's going on with me. But this descending triangle, this setup was perfect for me. So we saw that little breakdown of this, or the breakout of this little rip, and I was looking for that rejection many times. As I got closer and closer, patience is everything in trading. Like, I mean, you take a look at this, and if you want to get in a trade right here, you're going to wait 30 minutes to get any sort of movement. So if you're playing options, you're just going to get shredded. So you got to look at the setups. You got to make sure that you're paying attention to them in a great deal. So when it comes down to this level and it starts to break that trend, as soon as I saw it start to come back down within this, I knew it was rejecting. I was scared of that 400 level, but then I ended up taking profits. So I started scaling in around here at a 175 average, and those contracts paid, I think it was 125 a piece or something like that, around 300. But they ripped down to low of the day, and then there was consolidation phase. So I thought maybe we had some more room down, but I just wanted to secure my gains. So that was the descending triangle. And a lot of the times when it breaks out of this, you're going to see a breakout and then a retest. So you can kind of see it here. This is a pretty bad example. But if you ever see a descending triangle or a falling wedge or whatever, and it starts to break out of a downtrend, don't go with the momentum right away because it's likely going to retest that downtrend, as you can see here on the 1-minute chart, which is exactly what it did. It broke out and then it came back down, and then you saw the rip. So it's always better to give it a little extra second there to make sure that it's just not a fake out or shorts covering. And now you can see that rip out. And then I kind of just saw the bullish momentum on NVIDIA with that potential of a breakout on the SPY. So kind of just took the whole market with it. Kind of pulling back right now. I'm probably not going to get back in. There's a ton of volume here. This could run back up to that 242, and I'd miss out on a little bit. But I took my gains. I only had 3 contracts, so I'm not going to be upset. And I'm only up $730 on the day. Got stopped out of Meta earlier. But not a bad day. Not a bad. Did you trade Meta? I did earlier, yeah, and I got stopped out. I got stopped out of Meta. I only took 2 contracts thinking that maybe it could continue to run because that 197 is good. I'm going to play it every day, and if I get stopped out every day, I don't care because I'm going to end up buying a shit ton of these and look for that run up on the weekly chart because I think this is beautiful. It's a perfect example of what I just said. Once it breaks out, it retests these downtrends, which it just broke out. I'm looking for it to retest, and then if I see any bullish indicator that it's going to bounce off this 182, 181, 180, if it gets down to that level, I'm taking those 190 calls and I'm buying a shit ton of them for that run up to 197 because one of these days this thing is going to go, and especially if the market is bullish. Powell talks again at 10 a.m. tomorrow, but he's talking to the other. I forget if he was talking to the House today or the Senate, but he's talking to the opposite one tomorrow, and it's probably going to be more of a bullish talk. They were hammering him today, and I feel like tomorrow they'll actually praise him a little bit. So that's what I'm paying attention to. Meta is my big watch. NVIDIA I had on my watch list as well this week, and that was at, wow, she's going. This is going to go. Maybe I should take these. It's right where I sold them. This is going to go to that high of the day mark. Bollinger Bands are expanding. This is where it was yesterday. I would not be surprised to see this run up another $2. If you want to take that, be my guest. I got this fly is pissing me off, guys. You see that thing? This thing is going at probably up to this 241, at least the high of the day. It could reject that level, but I'm out right now. I'm out right exactly where it's kind of trading at right now, but it looks like it has some momentum up to the upside now. So if you see a candlestick like this drop down, then you see another bullish engulfing like that, that's a good sign. And it's right at that high of the day mark right now. But this 15-minute chart bull flag bounce off that downtrend or this little uptrend, beautiful. Beautiful execution. House tomorrow, yes. What time do I usually go live? I really only go live to the public every now and then. I have a channel that I go live in most of the time. But I'll be live mostly every day for at least an hour or so. Maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't really like Fridays or Mondays, but those are the best setups. I have a podcast. I just got to shout that out real quick. I just released episode 8 today. Great podcast on mindset coaching and psychology of basically everything. So had a great guest on named Lauren Plant. She's very knowledgeable. We just had some good conversation. The podcast is called My Next Move on Spotify, Apple Music, or what else is there? YouTube. You can watch it on any of those platforms. And it's coming out every Tuesday morning. So got some really great people coming on. I got some pretty famous people, some Deca millionaires on there. Hopefully I can get Sean on there here at some point, Decmar. But I'll be back in New York on Thursday. So we'll have a lot more guests coming out and a lot of value to provide to. Tons of real estate gurus, tons of marketing gurus, options traders, stock traders, all that type of stuff. So it's a podcast on all things success. My Next Move, MYNXT Move. So if you want to check it out, go check it out on any streaming platform. But just released an episode today, and it's only going to get better. So thanks, buddy. I'm going to continue to create content. I've kind of taken a break off of content. As of right now, I created a course, actually, from step A to step Z on everything you need to know between stock investing, stock trading, candlesticks, chart pattern setups, options trading, every options trading strategy, live execution of me doing every single strategy so you can understand the risks of each one. So that's the differentiator. There's some lo-fi music in the background. It's under 4 hours of your time and lifetime of value. I even talk about how to start a business, the tax advantages of starting businesses, dividend reinvesting. I built out an Excel model for dividends so you can compound your money over time. You can see what it's like. Whatever fits your situation, you can just utilize that automatic tool that I created that I put into the course as well. And then there's also some Roth IRA, retirement type of stuff, like your contributions, and then there's a compounding interest calculator that I put together as well. So the amount of value in there is ridiculous. I'm launching that, I think, on March 24th, so just be aware of that. The course is not on my YouTube. That'll be actually a purchase program because I spent about 5 months on it, and I invested a ton of money and time on it. So the course is going to be a purchase program, and I will post all those links for anybody that's interested. I know it's not for everybody, but for anybody that wants to take investing or trading seriously, I can guarantee you will see a ton of knowledge in there. So the education is unmatched, and for under 5 hours of your time, there's not another platform out there, at least from what I saw, that you can get all that information all in one place. But anyways, that's enough of plugging myself in. Those were the trade recaps. I'm looking at this. I think that we might see some sort of volatility over here, might see a little spike up. Would not be surprised to see this break down below 400 again today, so I'm paying attention to that. I'm going to set some alerts actually right now at this like 436 level, and then I'll come back and trade that, but I'm about to eat my arm. I'm so hungry. So I'll be off. I'll be back on at some point. Watch this 40-50. I'll look at the daily chart right now on SPY. NVIDIA's struggling that high of the day mark, so I don't know if I like that as much. This 5-minute chart, this two little rejections at the top of the Bollinger Band here could send this down a little bit more. So could be a nice little SPX lotto play. Maybe I'll do that, actually. That looks beautiful. SPX real quick. Beautiful formation. Same day expiration. I'm up 700, so might as well risk a little bit of extra money, right, guys? 399. These are 200 a pop. Let's see if we can run these 200 up to... These were just at 195 or 95 cents. You see how nice this moves? I could have put $900 in here and made 1,200 in 5 minutes. It's ridiculous. Options trading is ridiculous. And the SPX was just at 500. So if this goes a low of the day and these take from, I don't know, let's say this goes up a little bit more to 150. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful. Let me look at the SPY 15-minute chart real quick. SPY 15. Nope. SPY 15. Don't like that. Always important to go to the larger time frames. Always important. Don't like that at all. So a little bullish engulfing, a little bit of a spike candle, has opportunity to go back up to that 402. So I might just call this. Maybe I'll take one lotto here. 195-ish area. See if we can get a little retest. 190, 185. Don't like that setup at all. I'm going to try it. You know what? We're going in. I'm going to keep it as a lotto play, and I might hit my stop loss at like $100, go up 600 on the day, or be up a shit ton. So Don't give me fish. Teach me how to fish. All right, I'm in at 195. I'm going to stop myself out here. One little lotto play. Maybe 130. $65. What would that put me at today? Just under 700 on the day. Not bad. Should I do that? I'll put it at 120. I'll give myself some wiggle room here. If it reverses, it'll stop me out. I'll be okay. But if it goes back up to 400, 500, heads to low of the day, we could be up, could be in business. So I'm not looking for a big return. It's just one contract. But I am just paying attention to, I think this 15-minute chart looks a little bit too good. I don't know if I would risk that, guys. But just going to have a little bit of fun with it. I might move this up a little bit, honestly. I don't even know if this is worth my time. 135, I'll lose $60. All right, hold on. I'm feeling something right now. I'm feeling something. I'm seeing something. I'm seeing two massive rejection candles at the top of a Bollinger Band. Completely sold off volume. This might have been a dark order transaction that just exchanged hands. Hold on a second. I only have one. But do I want 10? I can't really explain why I want this. It's just from watching this for so long. But I just have this really strong feeling that this is going to break down. Oh. I was just reading. I didn't really know what you meant, but I don't know how to fish. So if that helps you out. This is expanding a little bit. Maybe I'm reading this a little wrong. That 15-minute does look strong. I have to zoom out a little bit more here. Yeah. I don't know if this is worth it. I'm down $30 on one contract. I think I might just walk away while I'm up before I give any money back. Okay, giving back a little bit, but for some reason, this just looks good to me. Below this 401, I feel like I could see a nice little crack down. We're going for it. We're going for one. Oh, I didn't mean to buy 10. Let's not buy 10. Let's not buy 10. Let's just not buy 10. I meant to buy one more, not 10 more. That would have been exciting. That would have been really exciting in here. That would have been really cool. Oh, shit. We should have bought 10. Give a man a fish, eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, eats for life. I love that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't like to trade the open. I've been burned so many times trading the open. I usually like to log on like 15 to 20 minutes after, to be honest. It's just too damn volatile. It's a lot easier to read the chart pattern setups once all these D quotes and market on open orders happen. Obviously, today was a little nuts because of Powell, but kind of expected. We almost bought 10. That would have been nuts. We didn't do it, though. I still think this is going to break down. got to break below this 480 though. I think I'm just wasting my time and everybody else's. I should probably just hop out of this trade flat and call it a day. I'm going to do that exactly. I'm going to put this up to 160. Lose 30 bucks. I'm going to put the stop loss at 65. So $30 is my stop loss here. I'm wasting everybody's time. It's probably going to jump up a little bit or just consolidate. It's 12:30 and I'm starving. So, all right, guys. Hopefully this is helpful. If you need anything, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Love you.